So, I want to make a video kind of calling out a large part of the Hoyo fan base, or at least the HSR fan base, right? I am part of this. I am for sure a lot more looking into meta, but I am still an average player, and I am still pretty much a casual, right? Even if I am trying to learn more about meta and give my opinions objectively on a character's value, I play this game because it's time convenient and I like the characters, right? However, I feel like I should make a video at this point because there is this massive part of the HSR community that is, they have shit for brains, right? And there's nothing I can do about it. This happens in any game where the majority of the fan base is completely casual. They think that any type of meta, any type of like analyzing anything in a game just absolutely ruins the fun of it, and it just means that all the meta players are completely fucking miserable losers, right? This happens in literally every single game. Before I played Honkai Star Rail, this happened in Fortnite more commonly. If you even knew how to do 190, you'd have people on Twitter saying, get a fucking life, go kill yourself, go do something better with your life. They don't give a shit over there, man. They hate it if you're like any types of good at a game. And to be honest, it's the exact same here. Now, the reason I wanted to make this video is because every time I make a video stating my objective opinions on the pull value for certain characters going forward, I almost always start the video off, or I say somewhere in the video, that if you do not care about pull value, then you can easily just pull any character you want and enjoy them, right? I'm not going to pop through your screen and start choking you out and trying to kill you. You know what I'm saying? I'm not holding you against your will or anything like that, but I am just trying to give my own objective opinion on the value of the characters, right? And recently, because I've been making these power creep videos, I've been getting those types of Hoyo stands that like to defend the billion-dollar corpo and not the fact that we, the consumers, are being taken advantage of by their HP inflation, creating FOMO for players to want to pull for more meta characters so that they last in the endgame longer, right? And recently, the most recent problem with this is My Day. My Day just got his V2, 0 changes, and the reason why My Day is a bit of a bigger topic than usual currently is because someone finally decided to just rip the band-aid off, and they tested My Day on a free-to-play team without the MOC buff. Now, I've already mentioned in multiple of my videos that My Day's performance is severely inflated by that HP buff in the 3.1 MOC, and that it's like a really, really massive difference if you run it without it. And someone finally made a video about this. And on a free-to-play team against one of his best case scenarios against a boss, right? It was an imaginary weak True Sting, meaning the bugs, My Day getting the bugs, is literally just free damage against the True Sting. And on top of that, the amount of bugs, because they hit so often, were able to get My Day to do his enhanced skill that does like double the damage of the normal one more consistently. And that's literally the only reason why he 5-cycled. If that boss wasn't True Sting, or it wasn't Imaginary Weak, it would have been a 6-cycle clear for a new DPS drop free to play. Keep in mind, current free to play Herda can like 3 cycles Farog, right? So that is the big difference, because Herda, even off element against Farog, can get like a 3-cycle off with a completely free to play team. My Day is taking double that as a newer DPS. And I've been saying a lot often, right? I do not want My Day to power creep anyone. I don't want that. I've even said that I'm fine with My Day being slightly weaker than the Herda. However, the issue is that he isn't even only slightly weaker, he's actually noticeably weaker. And on top of this, Herda doesn't even have her best in slot teammates yet. Triby's in 3.1 and Anoxa's in 3.2. And we still don't even know how much stronger Herda will get with Anoxa, right? And then there is the most glaring flaw that everyone is aware of, that everybody's looking at. There is another HP scaling DPS releasing one banner after My Days. Literally the next banner in 3.2, the anniversary DPS drop, which by the way, the last one was Acheron, and we all know what Acheron did to the meta, is Casterus. So I tell people that I want My Day to be at least slightly weaker than the Herda. I don't want him to power creeper. I'm fine with him being slightly weaker. Just I don't want him to be noticeably weaker, especially with how much more difficult the endgame is becoming. And people think that me saying that means that I want power creep, and I never understood it. I feel like these people just hear in their heads what they want to hear. They're fighting with like ghosts. They may have schizophrenia, I'm not sure, but people just misinterpret my words over and over and over again, and they act as if I'm holding them hostage from pulling for a character who they like, right? I'm going to say it straight how it is. My Day with that MOC HP buff and with his optimal team with like Sunday and Remembrance MC is going to clear most endgame content just fine, right? However, because if he were to release with his current V2 kit, let's just say this current V2 kit is his release kit, his life cycle for being a good DPS in the endgame would be half of that compared to a new meta DPS drop. For example, the Herda. For example, Acheron, Firefly. All of those characters are still doing really well in the current endgame, clearing within 2 or 3 cycles with their optimal teams. Which, by the way, that's who My Day's competing with, right? We want My Day to compete with Herda to be on the same power level because he is a 3.x DPS. However, My Day's current power level is more so on the level of the late 2.x DPSs, which just isn't a very good sign, right? So I do think My Day will get buffed. I do think he will get stronger and be a more viable pull. But I want people to understand, and I want to make this video for this reason. I make these videos to give people objective pull value. People keep telling me, oh, just pull for whoever you like. Just pull for My Day. I like My Day, so I'm going to pull for him anyways. Go ahead, right? But do realize that your opinions are completely biased. I refuse to make a video where I am completely biased and I tell my audience, hey, My Day is going to be like significantly worse than a lot of the upcoming meta DPSs and even some of the previous ones, but he's so cool. He's a cool, badass guy. You know what? Pull for him. Pull for him over Casterus. Who gives a shit? Just pull for him, right? My videos are targeted towards people looking for genuine advice on what is objectively a good pull. And I am going to tell people that the anniversary DPS drop is likely going to be stronger than the dude who's also an HP DPS drop and uses the exact same teammates as Casterus and is only one banner beforehand is probably the worst pull, right? He's not in a good spot banner-wise. His current strength isn't in a good spot strength-wise, right? And his free-to-play team is also not in a good spot. He just isn't all that good currently. Once again, I do think he'll get a buff. However, I just want people to understand I'm not going to lie or be biased to my viewers, right? The only time I've ever been slightly biased, and it's been kind of a joke, is Sparkle. I do think Sparkle is still the worst limited harmony. However, I do go over the board sometimes, right? However, do know you can pull for My Day. You will clear endgame with My Day. However, his life cycle for being able to clear the endgame well without a high amount of cost will be lower than a lot of other DPS options. And that is why I don't recommend him. Once again, one last time, pull for him if you like him. And you know what? You can tell me fuck off, right? just pull whoever you like if you're tired of hearing meta stuff. So that's all I wanted to say. I love you all. I appreciate all of you. You've been supporting me for a long time. I'm now at 2,000 subscribers. I appreciate the amazing support I've gotten within the last month, and peace.